here we go. Let's check it out. So before we start, I'd like to tell a little bit more about myself. And if you have any questions, please feel free. So I'm Rose, and as teacher Sandy said, I worked in Vietnam for a while, I think more than a year, almost 2 years. And I've been teaching for about 10 years already in different countries. I'm currently based in China. I live in a small city, not too far from Shanghai. And here I'm in charge of a school. I'm the academic manager there. I'm in charge of preparing everything related to the classes, tests, and if we have to prepare the syllabus for a class or any type of academic resource, I'm in charge. And of course, I'm also teaching. I'm a full-time teacher online and offline right now because we are going to the classes and we are also doing some stuff online. So during the whole time that I've been teaching, that I have enjoyed so much, that I learned so much in Vietnam, I have learned one thing, and that one thing is that all our students, whatever age they are, 3, 4, 5, 15, 25, 34, they just want one thing, and they just want to be able to communicate. They want to be understood. They want to know that we are listening, but not like just listening, but really listening to them and learning from them as well. So when talking about engaging and this particular thing about communication, that bond and that type of relationship that you have with your students is very, very important when we talk about engagement. You feel it. When you are in the classroom or when you are in front of the screen, you can feel it. When your kids arrive, you're happy to see them. They're happy to see you. Even though you didn't have a good day, you'll be happy to see them because you forget everything and you are in the classroom. Nothing matters. So that bond and that communication and that I listen and you listen to me, that is what matters here. And we are going to check how to put that in practice with different techniques and also how to adapt to this, what we're doing right now. We have the camera, we have a screen, we have to deal also with our voice and audio, what to do with all those things. So before we start, do you guys have any particular question for me? Not about engaging, but about myself. Is there anything you would like to know? You can type in the chat. Let me see.
Oh, can I ask you directly, Ms. Rose?
Yes, go ahead.
I just asked about your online classes. How many students normally in your online class? How many students join and how old are your students?
All right, so I currently have one-on-one lessons with adults and with small kids. It depends if they go to school or not. We'll have 5 or 10 kids in a classroom or also one-on-one, or sometimes we have small groups, 3 or 4 students. So it's always changing, but yeah, that's more like it. And when we have big classrooms, like maybe 20 people or something listening, the classes are a little bit different and more about speaking and less writing. So yeah, we have a little bit of everything.
So all sides of the classroom, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Miss Rose. Miss Rose, can I have a question for you?
Go ahead.
Yeah. In your teaching experience, so what is the hardest for you when you teach the student online class? The hardest
habits. Yep. Well, my habits or their habits? My habits? Or their habits?
Yeah. No, the students' habits.
The students' habits. Okay. We try to create a kind of like classroom management that they can follow, such as get there 5 or 10 minutes before class, have your water next to you, have your earphones so you will listen carefully, like clear, and also because if we don't have earphones, it's going to be complicated for teacher too. So we let students create these habits of preparing, of having everything set up. So when we open the classroom, we are there and we're not waiting for, oh wait, I need to find my earphones, or I don't know where my phone is, or I need to go to the toilet. So prepare everything in advance. Teacher will be there 5 to 10 minutes prior to class. So if you guys enter the classroom, we can play a game. We're going to be there. So encouraging students to be prepared in those ways. If you come earlier, we can have a small chat or a small game, and they will be like, oh, 5 minutes. I need to be ready for my class. Let me set everything, and I'm going to tell my parents to help me, or I'm going to do it by myself. Well, mostly they do it by themselves because now they're so good with technology. So, but habits will be preparing yourself and having your notebook if you need to take notes, having your water bottle if you need to take water. Just remind students that we don't have 1 minute to lose. We can lose 1 minute in online class. Every minute counts. We want to listen to them. They want to listen to us. So let's be ready for that. Let's get ready in advance. That's what I like to do. Another things I'd like to, of course, homework and things they have to prepare at home. Those are other habits. So now that we're teaching online and that they will be using their phones and they will be using videos. So let's engage with that. Let's send videos after class or during our day, or that extra content. Let's make students feel comfortable in front of a screen. This is new. This is something that people don't do when you are teaching. It's difficult to get used to yourself. So kids, take your phone, send me a video, send me a voice message when you have time. Those things, those small habits that they can do outside the classroom can make the class flow in a better way. They'll be more comfortable, they'll be ready. So there, those are some of the things I like to do. Any other question? Somebody?
Okay, so it means that I understand that the things that you mentioned before is the classroom routines, right? When the kids know exactly what they need to do before the class, in the class, and after the class with the teachers. So this is a really good habit, what we call the classroom routines for the class running smoothly, and we don't make every single minutes for waiting and then searching for technology things beside the class, right? I love that. Yeah, you can start your presentation. Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you very much, Sandy. And yes, those are some of the small routines that we can do to prepare our lessons. So let's talk about engagement. That's why we are here today. And when you guys think about the word engagement, there are so many things that we can think of. There are so many ways that we could describe this word. And as you can see over here, we have involvement, motivation, encourage, and interest. Why are all these words related to engagement? Because it means we need to be there. As we were saying, we are here, and there are physical things that will make us be there. One thing is this. Let me see if I can draw it here. Okay, so this over here. Okay, those are two eyes. I'm not very good at drawing yet. Try again. Okay, those two eyes over there. So involvement. This, looking at the camera, this eye to eye, although we are not in the same space. Eye contact is very, very important when we are in the classroom. If I'm doing this, you guys might think I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking at whatever, something, and then maybe I'm not in the classroom. So eye contact is very important in the classroom, and more for kids. Kids want to be heard. They want us to look at them. So for teachers, just as a recommendation, yes, we need to take notes, but if we do this, if we're taking notes, maybe the kids will be, they will get distracted, of course. And secondly, they'll think we're not looking at them or that we are doing something else. We can inform our kids that we are taking notes. Okay, let me take some notes about what you're saying. Let's use the camera so they know and they are also here with us. Or you can also type on your board, you can have some notes instead of doing this. And I know those things are kind of like small things, but they make a big difference. Eye contact, very important. All right, then we have motivation. When we talk about motivation, is that every day I'm waking up and I have online class. Oh my God, how do you feel? How is that motivation? What motivates your students to come to class? Remember, they could be using their phones to watch videos or being on TikTok or checking YouTube. So we need to have that extra special thing that will make our students feel motivated. And that will be, of course, our class and everything we do, games and everything, but as us as well, as person, as the teacher, energy, that extra factor that kids will say, I'd rather see my teacher than watching a TikTok video today. Oh, that's nice. And how do we get there? Engaging with them between, before or after class with that, what we were saying before. Send me some videos, or what are you doing? Or, and I know it feels like, I don't want to work before or after class, but this is going to be, is important for you because kids don't have to go to school. They don't have to take a car or a motorbike to go to school. They are at home and we are invading their space. They are in their houses. We need to motivate them to open that screen, to show their face. So it can be a little bit frustrating to maybe see that the kids don't want to open camera. That happens a lot. Or maybe they don't want to participate. So just try to take a deep breath and start with yourself. You motivate yourself to come to this classroom and to show and have fun and enjoy as much as you can. So motivation is a big yes, very important. All right, moving on, we have encourage. Encouraging our kids is something that we do with every word during classes. Since we say hello, we are encouraging them to speak. And as we don't have touching here, because we can't touch, we need to encourage with our faces, with our hands, with prompts, with videos, with everything we have, and also with different ways that you might think, like maybe I'll draw some stars and I encourage them to answer if I give them a star, or I will show you guys a funny video at the end of the class. You will laugh. It's an amazing video. Let's do the class. Encourage your students to be there and give some rewards. We do it in the classroom. We have stickers in the classroom. We have candies. We have everything. It doesn't, that we are doing this doesn't mean that they don't want something or they won't feel that reward is important. So remember to encourage your students and add those extra rewards that can be videos, songs, stars, compliments, whatever you want, or maybe even if you can see your students afterwards, when you go back to school, you did so great when we were doing online classes. Here there are some stickers, you did very good. Keep encouraging that so they don't forget. And that is about encouragement. Okay. Now moving on, interest. So to be interested in the class and to get your kids' interest is something that we can do through the computer and through the platform that, well, we have all the tools we need here. We have pen, we have squares, we have letters, we have colors, we have everything. So it is important to pay attention to those things and know how to use your platform. And I know that we are all the time learning something and it can be a little bit stressful, but take 5 minutes, maybe set a group of teachers, your colleagues, 2 or 3 people, say, let's go to the classroom and let's practice. Let's see how can we make this better. And imagine you're with your colleagues and maybe, okay, you 3 are gonna be my students now. Imagine that you are in the classroom, that they are your students, and find different ways to get your students' interest with colors, with lines, with all these amazing tools we have. So in what I would like to recap from this part is to remember that you and them need motivation, involvement, and encourage. But we get that with the use of internet, the use of platforms, and the extra what we can do after or before class. All right. Now let's move on and get our summary here. Oh, let me see. How can I erase? Sandy, can you see? Oh, it's okay. I think it's fine. All right. So it's okay. Oh, sorry. I can't hear you, Sandy.
Sorry. You know what? We have a full room with 300 teachers right now. It means that the late people coming, but they cannot access to the room. And
wow.
Keep going.
All right, very good. So, well, in summary, what we're saying is encourage and engagement is just one thing. Active learning is on and on and on and on. There is never an awkward silence. Oh, we need to avoid that as much as possible. We cannot have those moments where we don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. No, we need to be extra prepared. If we have all the tools on the table, we'll be it. We will have them. But this is not the classroom where you can tell the kids, hey, you grab a chair and you go there and you can do this and let's organize this game together. No, this is different. You guys need to have extra things. You need to be prepared for the worst. Maybe your tools, you don't know how to use them, so have a whiteboard. So you don't have any prompts, so you draw them. Maybe your internet, so you have internet on your phone. You need to be extra ready. And this is all because we want to have active learning. Kids there, listening and engaging. So that's all about engagement. Now moving on, we have over here our next slide. So of course, it starts with us, the teachers. Everything starts here. We need to be the ones who set the bar, and here we have it. How? I don't know if you guys have seen, but there are many online companies, or if you check on YouTube, those videos where like demo classes, they tell you how should you act in front of a classroom. And they say, you should have a lot of energy, you should be this and that. Yes and no. Why? Yes, because of course we cannot be those serious in the classroom. The kids are going to be bored, but we cannot be this extra all the time because we are going to get tired, exhausted. We all know that teaching in an online classroom could be even more tiring than going to the offline classroom. You are like all the time smiling and you're with your glasses and you're like, oh, paying attention to everything. So keep that energy level balanced. You're showing your hands. Remember that you're using this part of your body. So try to show move your body, feel comfortable, and yes, smiling, having fun, but try to be natural and keep the energy high. But this is not a show. This is not like, you don't need to be a clown. You don't need to be super extra because, come on, 1.5 hours with 30 students, you're done. You finish that class and you don't want to teach anymore. You say, oh my God, I can't do this. So energy levels, keep them high, but pay attention to it and make it natural. Okay. Of course, that is totally related with your passion for teaching. So we all have it because we're all here learning. So passion for what we do means to be ready for it. And as we always do as teacher, adaptation. That means learning the uses of our platforms, learning how to upload a video, how to show our screens, how to use our tools and adapt to this situation. Use expressions and your intonation to make the class fun and to engage with your students. So I am a big fan of this one. Intonation is kind of my thing. I really like this. I was teaching online for a company for about 3 years. And when I started working with this company, they said, yes, perfect. Let's work together. Do you need to download the platform? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, great. Where is the camera? And they said, oh no, there's no camera. You are teaching audio base. There's no camera here. It's you and the student, your voice, a PPT, and your student. I was kind of like freaking out because I thought, how can I get my students to understand me if they don't see my face? So here is where intonation is very important. Sometimes the kids might not be able to see you because they have internet problems, because your camera is not working. So intonation means to have those ups and downs when you're talking. And that doesn't mean you have to yell or that you have to talk very quietly. No, but make that up and down when you're asking questions, when you want them to reply something, when you want to correct something. So have fun with that. Imagine that you are doing relaxed, like you're in a karaoke, that you are not singing, but putting some rhythm to your voice, rhythm to your questions. This is very important. Remember, they're listening to you. They're not listening to anything else right now. And that intonation keeps the class going and they won't feel bored to hear you. So when I was teaching with this school, at the beginning, of course, I was a bit nervous. How can I do this? But with time, I learned that my students could see me even though we didn't have a camera. I could hear them and imagine them. And you can do this activity to practice. Close your eyes, don't open your camera. And that second, when you're listening to your students, just close your eyes for a second, you don't have a camera, and imagine them speaking. Oh yes, they are there with me. Now let your students, for a moment, just for practice or to have fun with them, just cover your camera, say something, say, hey, how are you guys feeling? And then open your camera and say it again, and make that connection with your voice. That is important. All right, great. Okay, moving on to exaggeration. So as we said before, when we're talking about energy, exaggeration is something we should do in certain cases, not all the time. So for example, we are talking about colors, and we're talking about the colors that we like. So I like green, I like yellow, I like blue. Me as teacher, I'm focusing on that like. I want them to say I like, because that is the sentence structure for today. So I will exaggerate that like and not exaggerate anything else. So I'll say, like, for example, I like green, or I like yellow. So you can use exaggeration to emphasize on whatever your students are learning or whatever you need your students to pay attention. Here, you are not in the classroom, so you cannot tell them, hey, look at me, this is what we're learning right now. No, here is easier. Here you can go closer to the camera for that word or those sentences and exaggerate that, the thing that you need them to pay attention to. That's what we do with exaggeration, right? Okay, we have mentioned it before, platform interaction. It's kind of like 50% of all this. We need to learn how to use the platforms, and using those squares and the colors are very important. So as you can see in this PPT, the colors I have for this PPT are very friendly, and they're kind of like same colors. We have some pink, orange, and purples. Light. My background in my PPT is very light, so I can use red to show you what I'm talking about. So how is this important in your class? Because if you have a book that is all red, for example, how can you make your students notice something? And how can you engage with them if you want them to understand what you're showing? So check that. Check the colors that you're using in your classroom, so it can be easier for your students to engage with you when you're asking them. So that is what I would like to say about platform interaction, colors. All right. And of course, communication. By now, 100% important. Forget about those awkward silence. Need to avoid them as much as possible. And body language, of course, we're using our faces, we're using our hands. Using our hands is very easy in front of a camera. And sometimes we're standing up as well, doing a warm-up song, move that camera, that computer, let your students see you as well. They miss you, so they want to see you. And you can see them as well. So body language is a very important part as well. All right. So far, do you guys have any question? Or would you like to share? Would you like to share why is it important for us teachers to start? We should be number one, engaging in the classroom. Let's see. I recommend some games to teach online for kids. Yes, we're gonna check the games in a second. All right. Why? Give me a reason. Why do you think it should start with us? Why are we the ones who should set those this? Why should we set it? If we don't, then who will do it? The kids are not going to arrive to the classroom and start, hello teacher, I'm so happy to see you. No, but we are the ones who are going to put that energy and passion, so that we can share with them and they can feel it as well. All right, so let's move on, guys. And let's talk about how to set the mood. So I would like to clean, Sandy, I'd like to clean the
Yes.
board.
You can do it because this is your sharing. We have the options of erasing participants drawing, right?
I want, let me see. Oh, sorry. Let me try
Yeah,
again.
that's one thing because Miss Rose doesn't use Zoom in China for teaching, right?
Yes,
This
I'm
is
sorry,
completely new.
guys. Yes. Yep.
But you learn how to use it
Unfortunately,
quickly.
yes, yes. Unfortunately, we cannot use it here, but we have something very similar. That's the what you're seeing right now. That is called ClassIn. Is very, very similar. I have the same tools, so that's okay. We have a clean board, so we can continue talking about it. And here we have how to set the mood. So it's not a classroom. You are not opening a door and entering the classroom. Here you're sitting on your computer in your house. There has to be a mood in this area. Everything else is there. Kitchen is there, bathroom is there, whatever is happening, but you need to set up the mood. And your kids need to set up the mood as well so they can engage with you. These are some of the ways that we can warm up our classes. So going back to the offline classroom, when we are in the classroom, we go to our classroom, and the first thing the kids do is what? What do? They talk to their friends. That's number one. Hello, how are you? How's your mom? How's everything? Oh, it's so good to see you. They're chatting, blah, 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 blah. And they're walking and putting their things. That is part of the ritual of going to the classroom. Now, when we are here, how can we do that? I mean, they cannot just get there and chat with their friends, right? So we have, as warming up, we have here socializing, using the first minutes to chat. You can do this in many ways. You can use a platform because you have breakout rooms to do this. So a recommendation is to start a class 1-2 minutes before, get there, arrive to the classroom, and the kids are starting there. They arrive to classroom, they're coming, and let's say you have 10 kids. Okay, let's make 2 groups and you guys can talk. Okay, you can talk. You need to, of course, try to get there and see if they're speaking English. Maybe they're speaking Vietnamese all the time or another language. So you get there and hear. Maybe when you do it the first time, just to try this activity, you don't need to say anything about remember to use English. No, just let them relax. Give them 2 to 3 minutes in those rooms by themselves, chatting, talking about their day. And as I was saying, talking about the day, here we have some ways of some topics. Talk about today, how is your day going? Maybe you can talk about what we learned before. Let's say they enter the classroom and say, guys, remember we learned about colors yesterday. So you guys go to the rooms and talk about your favorite color and why you like that color. Go. So they will feel independent. They'll feel, okay, we have time to chat with our classmates. Ooh, how excited. Remember, they're also at home and they're not going out. They miss their friends. And even if they don't know these kids, they want to talk to other kids. They're surrounded by adults all the time. So give them a space to feel comfortable in the classroom by doing something that they do when they go to school, socializing. Okay, we have here using breakout rooms, as we mentioned before, if you have a big group. And this is very important, setting the time or setting the topic. So there is two things you can do. You can tell them from the beginning, we're gonna have 3 minutes today to start to socialize, or you can use your platform to show the time, or if you don't have it, you can just use your phone to set the timer. So that's okay. And why is this important? 2 things can happen. Number 1, after 2 minutes, nobody says anything. They're quiet. Awkward. No. We don't want that because we don't want the kids to feel uncomfortable. So giving time is important because of that. And the second thing is maybe the opposite. They start talking, blah, 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 my day, blah, 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 my father, my mother, blah, blah, whatever. Then you cannot stop that. They just want to be in free chat, the whole class. No, setting the time is very important. Now, we also have here setting a topic. As we mentioned before, you could be talking about your day, previous knowledge, or they could have free talk. So this is something that needs to be controlled. When you tell them, okay, today is free talk, you can go to the breakout rooms for 2 minutes and talk about whatever you want. Try to use English and have fun. They go. This free talk thing is great, but it shouldn't happen very often, because when kids talk, they will run out of topics at some point, and maybe they don't know what else to talk about, or maybe you need to be there listening all the time to see what exactly are they talking about. So if you're going to do the free talk, just do it maybe once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks. Give them that freedom of free talk. If you're not doing free talk, set a topic using the content of your class, using I'm going to show you what. Okay, we can do this. Okay, using all these topics. So setting the mood, we're still talking about to set the mood. And remember that we are already engaging. This is about engagement, setting the mood and making your students feel comfortable in this socializing will make them engage between them and with you. So we have here some warming up topics that can be used during class, like current things that are happening right now. Kids know, oh, there was a holiday last week. What did you do? I went to the party, whatever, with my family. Holiday events, family, hobbies. Those are some topics that you can use for your warm-up. And of course, we have daily activities, some interesting facts, or maybe something new they want to share, something special. You can do the word of the day. For example, well, today we're going to talk about, and you give one word and give them 2 minutes to talk about what they know about that word. It's a verb. No, it's a noun. No, it's an adjective. Or give them the thing of the day. All right, today I want to show you guys something. I brought my dog, for example. So today, this is the thing of the day, is my dog. What can you see? Talk about my dog in the breakout rooms. Or if you don't have breakout rooms because it's a small class, let's talk about that within like 2 minutes for that socializing. All right. Okay, so this is all about setting the mood. And why is so important to set the mood? Because after they enter the classroom, they socialize, they warm up, they're already talking, they are already using the language, they are already engaging between them, and they will be more likely to engage with you now. So here is when the transition comes. And there is a very important line between your class and the warm-up, and that is a transition. So how to connect those two things. As we do in an offline classroom, when we do our lesson plans, we have our warm-up, and then, okay, here I'm going to put this so I can connect it with my new content. Same. So now that the class have warmed up and everyone is ready for class, let's transition. How can we transition? Many ways. We have videos related to your lesson. Finish socializing. Okay, guys, so let me show you a video. 1 minute. It doesn't have to be 40 minutes video. 1 minute, 30-second video that will be related to your class. Let's say you're talking about animals in class today. and you found a video in YouTube about funny animals, or maybe scary animals, something that will be a little bit shocking for them. Not, it doesn't have to be scary. I mean, shocking, like extremely happy or extremely, they can feel something. So you show the video, and after the video, during the video, you're transitioning already. You're going there. When the video ends is when you start your class, and you can connect that video with your class. So this is smooth. This is not this. Warm up and class. This is this. And that 30 seconds video is doing that. Is helping you transition. Let students guess the sounds related to classes. All right, let's say you don't want to show a video, or you can have, every day you can have a different transition. So you have sounds. Let's say you're teaching about the weather, and we're talking about seasons. So you have sounds of leaves, right? Cracking leaf, or you have sounds of the wind, or you have sounds of someone saying, oh, it's warm now. Whatever sounds you find that you can relate to your class. So you put the sounds, and they hear, oh, what's that? What's that? And they're gonna be already like wondering, oh, why are we listening to this? So then you go like, okay, guys, so what do you think? What was that? What did you hear? Oh, I heard some wind. All right, so wind. Was it raining? No, it wasn't raining. Well, we are already talking about the class. We already transitioned after those sounds, and now we are on the other side. We started our lesson. Sounds are very great, a very great technique. And then we also have reviewing previous classes and content with questions. Of course, let's say no video, no sound. Finish your socializing, and then you're gonna start transitioning with the content. So you go and you start asking, because we're here to speak, right? So start asking, okay, guys, so last class we talked about food. What did you eat today? And ask questions. Why do I put this personalized here? Because we want to know what they're doing. They want to know, they want to share about what they are eating. So what did you eat for lunch today? Maybe they don't know how to say in English. That happens. So, teacher, I was eating this, whatever, I don't know how to say in English. So, okay, but tell me, this is when teacher is engaging. Here, let me show you some pictures. Boom, you use pictures. Did you eat this? Did you eat that? Did you eat this? Oh no, teacher, it's like a circle, but it's spicy, and here is sweet. Oh, did you eat this? No. Ah, this? Oh yes, teacher, that. I ate that. That showing and answering and back and forth, that is engagement. That is engagement. And that is your kid in class. So how do you get there? And why is it important to make it personal? Because kids want to talk about what they eat. They don't want to talk about something they have never tried. Why? I mean, they want to share, well, I had some spring rolls, but I don't know how to say spring rolls. So I don't need to force them to say, did you eat chicken today? They know. So personalize those questions to use transition and get to your class. All right. Okay. So, Sandy, how are we going? I'm not sure if there are any questions or anything before we continue.
Yeah, teachers, you can share your questions and your ideas on the last two parts about warm up and the transitions, right? And Roses, from my opinion, I see that preparing, you go to the specific like steps of organizing an online class. And I think that like how to design a lesson plan, engaging lesson plan from the warm-up step to the transitions, right? It's kind of very smoothly. So it's mean that the teacher needs to prepare a lot, right? from the sounds, from the warm-up, from everything to make sure everything goes smoothly when you are ready to the class, right? It took a lot of time, right, on preparing lesson plan.
Totally, yeah, it's what we were saying. I mean, here everything could happen. Everything. So we just need to be prepared for extra things, or for extra, I don't know, surprises that we might have. In the classroom, we don't have to do this. Sometimes in the classroom, we're more likely to not follow our lesson plans when we go to the school. We're like, today I want to try a new activity. Let me try this game. Here, I suggest not trying new things if you haven't practiced before, because we really don't know how it's gonna, what is the final result of it. So as we mentioned before, that practicing with your fellow colleagues, or maybe even with your family, if they can download the platform, is important. And I know it sounds like, I'm a teacher, I know what I'm doing. Yes, we all know what we're doing, but this is new. This is what we're trying to overcome, this online situation, and is more than just showing up. We cannot just show up, because that's when our kids don't engage. They're just like, the teacher is there and I'm here and that's it. And I'm going to turn off my camera and I'll listen, whatever. That's what we don't want.
And technology is complicated, right? Then the sticky balls and then every games in the class that we conduct.
Yes, exactly. So that's why, it's good to practice, to take 5 to 10 minutes when we can with our colleagues, and practice and keep learning about it. So I think this is, although we are coming back to school, look, I mean, we're back to the online classroom sometimes. And even if everything goes back to normal, online teaching is always there. It's been here for a while. I know now we're kind of forced to do it, but online teaching is something that has been happening for a long time. So it's also great for us to learn something new, to adapt, and to see what else is out there for you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you can get whatever other type of classes online. You can teach other type of students. So don't think about online teaching as, I have to do it because we cannot go back to school. No, think about it like as an opportunity of learning something new for yourself, and doors are opening all the time. So I think that's also part of a motivation that we need to give to ourselves. So there's that.
Okay. Yeah, you can continue. Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Rose.
Hi.
I have a question. I think what you're sharing is very informative, and I think you're doing a really good job, and I thank you. I have a question in regard to passion. You say you've been teaching for 10 years. Have your passion changed in any way during the 10 years? Like, is it, I don't know, I mean, I just like want to know, like, some teacher with experience. Like, I just like, have you ever just felt like one day, like, like you're like, should I keep going? Or do you find like ways to motivate yourself to continue? I don't know. I mean, like, I just want to.
All right. Thank you for the question. And yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. And of course, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it's been rainbows and flowers. No.
Yeah, exactly.
No. There's been many things that I've faced, so many challenges during this journey. And of course, sometimes I do ask myself, like, what am I doing? Is this really my thing? Am I teaching? Right. So those things happen, of course. And the thing is, I've been teaching for a long time, and I've been trying to, one thing I found that helped me keep myself motivated was always trying to find something new, like online, for example, or I started teaching online long time ago. And actually when I was in Vietnam, and even though I was in Vietnam and I was teaching in a classroom, of course, sometimes I felt like I'm not feeling for the class today. I'm not feeling very excited, or the kids are really not paying attention today, or I'm not feeling motivated. Are they practicing at home? Are they really listening to me? What am I doing? So to overcome that, I went home one day and I was like, I need to do something else. What about online teaching? That's when I actually started looking for that. And I found this huge world about online teaching and all the things that can be done. And this have helped me to see other ways of teaching and also other ways to share what I learned, because we're all teachers here. And this is what I'm doing here today. I'm sharing about my experience, about what I have learned, and the same to you guys. So it is important for us as well to find those spaces where we can share, we can find some validation, find our colleagues as well. They help a lot. That sharing with your colleagues, it helps a lot. But of course, there has been days where I have felt like, I don't know if I can keep teaching. I really don't know. And then next day I go to the classroom and I love my kids. I'll be here tomorrow. So it just, those are some obstacles, and it's never ending. Actually, teaching is something that is going to be here forever, and we just need to upgrade ourselves every day. That's what we need to do, and that can help you as well. Keep yourself motivated. There are many things. Start a podcast, write articles for other teachers, share your experiences, teach online, learn a new language, and then teach that language. Teach something else, maybe not a language, but something else that you like, or learn something new. And I mean, we're teachers, so that's what we do. Keep yourself motivated with that. And we have the tools. We have internet, we have everything we need. So if you feel that one day you feel like I'm not very motivated, so look at yourself and say, okay, what else can I learn? Not for them, but maybe for me today. Today I want to try that for myself. And that's okay. Being selfish is also something that we need to do sometimes. We give to our students. Everything we have. Give them answers, give them passion, give them knowledge. But it's important as well to take a little bit for ourselves. So that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Rose. Thanks for your insight.
It's okay. All right.
Okay. Excuse me, Ms. Rose. Regarding the things that to let students interact with each other and with the teachers. So could you recommend like any way or any games that can engage students to interact each other so that they have something to do during the lesson, not just listening to the teacher?
Of course, yes. Let's move on to that. So we have here, I'm going to show you the games in a second. When we finish this part, the games are coming. And we have to remember that although we are here in an online platform, when you're doing your games, you're always searching for online games, right? You're typing, oh, what can I do? What online games? But you have other things that you can use when you're teaching. Remember that you can use your whiteboard, you can use your prompts, you can use everything you have in your hand. So I'm going to talk about this 1 second, and then I'm going to jump on to the games. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So using different tools in class. Now we are in the classroom. So we were here warming up, transitioning, and boop, we got to the classroom. Using different tools in class can help us grab students' attention. So This is something that we sometimes or maybe every day struggle with everywhere, offline or online, how to keep my students there and grab that attention. We have everything I know you guys know. You can use pictures, you can use sounds, you can use prompts, you can use your small whiteboard. So I have, for example, have my prompts, have my puppets, have my whiteboard as well that I like to use during class. And I also have this type of things like some ears, different colors that I can use to grab my kids' attention. I have teddy bear, I have, and I know that these are like, yeah, but those are things you might use in your offline classroom, but you can also use them here. Like Sandy was saying, oh, how about the sticky balls? Of course, I want to use the sticky balls as well. We'll try to find a way to use sticky balls in the classroom. Maybe place your board in the back and put 5 sticky balls and say, let's count the sticky balls, for example. It's okay. You can still use your tools. It doesn't all have to be about the platform. So try to use colorful lines and highlight the information you need them to see. So as we were saying before about colors, this is another important part. Kids are this is all visual. There's no touch here. So using different colors will help us and help them recognize what we want to use or what we want them to see. So play with that as well and highlight whatever you need them to see, or maybe use arrows or triangles or circles, whatever you need, whatever you want to make that point come across. Okay, now this is where we all are. This is what we're waiting. This is what we want to see, the games. So remember, the games will always depend on your students' level and also the number of students you have. We have to adapt. We need to adapt our class as we do in the offline classroom. So on the right, we have breakout rooms for games. Sorry, I can. Maybe there's. Sandy, can you hear me? I think there's someone with audio open. I can hear. Oh, I think it's okay. Yeah. All right. So. Sorry. Okay, ready. So we have breakout rooms, and we have breakout rooms can be used for all these games that we're going to mention here. Playing Pictionary. Number 1, basic. Everyone knows and everyone loves Pictionary. You can use your whiteboard on the screen, or you can use your whiteboard here. How can you play Pictionary? You can play Pictionary by using your tools, right? As we just mentioned. So let's say you draw, you have different ways to use Pictionary. For example, I draw something, right? And kids will guess. Let's say you have 25 students. You cannot open the microphone of 25 students so they can say apple. So you can let them type on the chat. Use your chat box. That's your friend when you have many students. So this is one way. Another way is to use the board on your screen and do the same. Another way will be giving them maybe letters. So this will be more about spelling, and you can give them some letters, spaces. All right. And so what are they going to do? Type on the chat box. So using Pictionary to play in your classroom, great. Quiz games. Why quiz games? Because I know sometimes we might have long questions that we want them to answer with specific information, but we don't have time to hear every kid's answer again. So for example, this is the question. Do you, if it's grammar, for example, do you like blah, blah, blah? Okay, so you give them a question and then you put 1. You give them, it's a quiz. 1, played. 2, playing. 3, plays, for example. You pop the question, and this question can be related to your lesson or maybe to previous knowledge. It depends on what you're exactly doing in the class. And you use this quiz. Kids will just 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. It's something that Sandy did at the beginning of the class, of this lesson. She said, who is teaching offline and who's teaching online? Say 1 if you're teaching online, say 2 if you're teaching offline. Quiz games. Then we have associating words. Okay, this is like when you give a topic. Let's say you say, all right, the topic for associating words today is transportation. Okay, so transportation is the topic and everyone has to send 1 word related to transportation. Car, bus, bike, submarine, whatever transportation. You can use this to bring the kids to the class and also to use the vocabulary. This is a great game. And if you're teaching one-on-one, so make it faster, use time, for example. How many words can you say about transportation? And then you put the clock at 1 minute, for example, you count and see, okay, you said 10 words today and next week you try again. Challenge your students so they feel that improvement as well. All right. Okay, so we had breakout rooms to play Pictionary or to play whatever other games, socializing, quiz games that you can do, and they can chat. They can use the chat and associating words. Give the topic and let them give you some words related to it. We have more games here, like memory game, matching games, guessing the picture, and remember to bring humor to your class. So bring, for example, memory game. Let's say you are talking about food. This could be for an advanced level. You're talking about food and you say, all right, guys, memory game starts in 3, 2, 1, now. You have a text here, or that you are the only one who can see it, and you start reading text. This is a text about a supermarket, for example. In the text, there will be some words related to food. Maybe there are some fruits, some vegetables. When you finish the text, let's let the kids tell you what words they remember. This is a memory. It's not about matching, but remembering and listening. Here you're engaging listening, here you're engaging memory, and also speaking, because after that they will tell you all the words that they heard that can remember. And you can use this game with any type of information, whatever topic you need. And you can even show them the text afterwards so you can practice reading. So this is also a great game during class. Matching the pictures. Okay, when matching pictures, let's say you bring 2 pictures and you want them to just to match like this. Like, okay, let's match this with this. If it's hot, what would you wear? Would you wear a jumper or shorts? Oh, shorts. So let your kids match. Again, you can do this game with quiz if you have many students in the classroom. So use the quiz to ask A to A with letter A is B and letter C is with D, so they can tell you. Okay. And someone mentioned about this game at the beginning. This is actually one of my favorite games as well. Guess the picture. And for that, I have here a link that I'd like to show you. All right, so this is guessing the picture. Very easy to find. Okay. So this game, well, if you have the time to check it out, it's a great way to grab your kids' attention and also to include new vocabulary depending on what you're teaching. For example, this picture, and you give them a picture. What can you see? And well, I see something white, and you can give them hints. So here we're again engaged in listening because they want to hear you so they can guess first. And okay, well, you can give them like hints like, well, it's food, it's Japanese food, or it's delicious, it's rice. They will start building up. And you can also practice here questions. You can tell them, you ask me what you want to know. Is this food? Is this? So this is also a great game. All right, very good. And of course, bringing humor to the classroom will always be important. I know it is like, I'm not a funny person. I don't know how to make people laugh. It's okay. Whatever we do is going to be funny for our kids if we exaggerate it. So it's just up to you how you present your games. I like to use sounds when I present my games. For example, if I'm going to play, guess a picture, I'll say, okay, guys, now we're going to play a game. Yay! Ooh, let's check it out. I do this and they're going to be like, what is she doing? Or maybe when I open the, for example, before opening, I'll say, okay, let me see, which one can we choose? This or this or that one? Using sounds that might be kind of, oh, but this is a bit silly. Yes, but that brings your students' attention and for them is funny as well. And so bring in humor to your class. And remember, if you prepare in advance, students will have fun and you as well. So preparing is number one. This is number one thing we should do. It sounds like a lot, but after you get used to this transition and adding all these activities and games, it's going to be okay. All right, we have more games over here. We have a word search that I also have here. I'd like to show you. All right, you can prepare this word search and in internet. You can just find word search maker and you prepare your word search. Let me see if I can show you guys. I want to show you how I make mine. All right. Okay. So for example, here, this is my word search maker. I will add the words in the list that I want them to find, depending on the topic. Here you can choose the rows. And this is an activity we used to do when we were in the school. This is something, is that, oh, let's make a word search for the class. We can also use it online. It's just perfectly, it's very useful actually. Remember that you need to check, if you want to place the words forwards and backwards. Remember about your students' level. Just pay attention to all those small details. And then when you have it there, and let's say we're talking about, maybe we're talking about verbs, for example. Yes, hello? Hello? Maybe we're talking about verbs, and today we need to find the verbs here. So how to play this game if we have many students? So breakout rooms, and you have teams, team 1 and team 2. This is the same we used to do in the classroom. Just make the teams, give them some time and see how many words can they find in teams. Or if you're teaching one-on-one, well, how many words can you find in 2 minutes? Or let's find them together. Spelling, there is a lot of engagement here because there is spelling, then they will read the words, then you can let them use those words in sentences. And they will be in the class. They will be engaging with your content, right? Okay, fine. After that, we have some Zoom karaoke. Yes, fill the blanks, bring a song, let students fill the blanks. Role play activities. This is kind of my favorite. And I feel like it can be used very often in classes. So teaching, when using role play activities, you can create small dialogues. And because, as we mentioned before, there are, of course, you can't watch anything here. We are just talking. Let your students choose a character, for example, or if they feel too shy to do that, so bring the character yourself. Show them, you have a picture, for example, of a cartoon. Say, okay, today you're going to be Pikachu. I don't know, maybe just find some cartoons that they might be watching now. Maybe Pikachu is too old. But just give them a character and let them become that character for that conversation. This can be used in low levels and high levels. Perfect, no problem, can be used. So let's say if it's a low level and you're just practicing, hi, how are you? Or how old are you? No problem. So imagine I am a dog and you're a cat, and you have two pictures, and then you place the pictures there. Okay, you go. How will you say? Meow, I'm cat. How are you? I'm fine. I'm hungry. This is very useful, and I can tell you from experience, I've been using role play activities for a long time, and all the students love it, and they will engage no matter what. They want to participate and they want to talk, and it's fun as well. Then we have using trending songs, using movie trailers in your activities. Yeah, I mean, they are on their phones all the time. They know more about the world than what is happening around than us with trends and TikTok and all these things. So catch up, check what is trending, and use that content in your class to grab your students' attention. All right. Okay. Now, how to get your students focused? Of course, the platform, it's important. You can use it for many things, and you can do games such as find words in a text or count letters. You can prepare a text, a paragraph, for example, or maybe something that you have in the book, and say, okay, let's give 1 minute so everyone can find how many words. Let's say, let's find cat in the text. How many times can you see cat in the text? They start counting, or letters, or adjectives, or it depends on the level. Again, these activities can be used in whatever level you need. You just have to adapt, right? So we will be using our platform for that. How to grab your students' attention. These are kinesthetic games. We are using the platform, we are using the screen, we're using everything that is online, but we're still here. We have our hands and we have prompts and we can do other things. So there are other ways. Maybe your students are bored and they don't want to be here. Okay, so have grabbers like jazz hands. Every time you do jazz hands, your kids have to do jazz hands with you. So it's something that maybe just without saying it, you're just teaching, and then go jazz hands and surprise them with that, and they will follow you. This is a way to grab their attention. We have another one, banana bread. So banana bread, or any sentence that you want to choose, this is up to you. And when you say banana bread, they have to grab their ears with the opposite hand. So this is a way to bring them back to the classroom. They're watching their phone. They're not listening. You say, banana bread, back. So a grabber. Get creative and make your own at home. Of course, you can make a magic wand, or having some stars, or maybe I've seen some teachers have like traffic lights that they will show them green, red, or yellow, depending if if they're not paying attention. So many things that you can get. Interactive countdowns, 3, 2, 1, hands in the air. All right. They're not engaging. They're not listening. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1, hands in the air. Let me see your hands. And now let's do just hands. Keep bringing those things that you used to do in the classroom because those are valuable too. And using chants and claps. For example, drop it, sip it, lock it. So drop it. When you say drop it, the kids, everyone has to drop whatever they have in their hands. So you say drop it. They drop something, zip it, be quiet, and lock it. They have to lock their eyes with the camera. So this is another fun way or grabber that you can use when teaching, right? Okay, moving on. We have our final slide, and I would like to say just thanks. My God, it's been a long time now during the class. Thanks everyone, and Sandy, I'll